Hello, Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for Fire Force Chapter 191. When we last left our heroes, things weren't going too hot. Arthur is beat up by Dragon's dragonic pressure, as Arthur dubs it. He also can infernalize at will, Dragon can. And yeah, Excalibur is shattered, and Arthur is just kind of in a rough spot right now. So let's jump right on into Chapter 191, Senior and Junior. We have a picture here of like a pig thing in a bow tie with Loser. Will he end up a loser? Chapter 191, Senior and Junior. So open right where we left off, Excalibur shattered. Arthur is like shocked. His dragon just kind of like smiles at him. Excalibur. Along with, like, a good... Like, Arthur's arm is really beat up and bloodied and shit. And he collapses. And everyone just kind of, like, looks at Arthur's collapsed body. What happened to getting rid of the dragon? And Maki runs up to him. Arthur, get a hold of yourself. Nothing can stand in my way. People equals dust. And he, like, has this huge, like, cloud of dirt, like, kicked up behind him. Just from his pressure, it looks like. The rest of Company 8 all, like, stare at him. And then we finally cut back to Obi for the first time in a few chapters. And he's, like, flexing. And he's staring down. I think it's just a random white clad. Even if we're talking about the captain's muscles. I don't know how long they'll hold out. That's, Shinra. So yeah, we've now completely shifted from the dragon fight, and we're going back to the main plot of the arc. And Burns, says to Shinra, you don't have time. And both Shinra and Joker, like, dash at Burns. Shinra gets the first hit, or goes to, like, knee him in the face, but, Burns elbows him. And Joker, 4 cards, and he summons 4 aces. I think he's made them out of the flames. Or no, he's got them out of the deck, and they're charged by the flames, or whatever. You won't be able to flee from these 4 cards, and he sends them at Burns. I don't need to avoid them. And they explode right in front of Burns, but he, like, deflects the flames. Or no, he's hit by them, but he, like, stands tall against them. You're not your usual self. I'll take on all of your attacks. Such is my duty. And Joker just kind of smiles. I'm amazed at how inconvenient of a man you are. I left the system and lived in darkness. Did you, who obtained freedom, manage to change this country? The one who changes it won't be an anti-hero like me who lives in darkness, but a hero. And Shinra is, like, from above, coming down for a great big attack. Come, I'll take you on as much as you wish. And Shinra brings the foot down. We see, like, the impact, like, crater the ground all around Burns. Voltage Nova! And I think the Nova attacks are Burns's, right? This blast of flame is so big. We see like how huge it is compared to Obi for reference, and it's fucking huge. And it destroyed most of the ground right beyond where Obi is. Obi's like in the one untouched piece of roof. Nonsense. The roof is the one white clad just like looks at the roof. Obi is just too busy flexing to even notice. But the roof is collapsed. And Burns has reached stage 3. Alright. The weak obey the strong. If you proclaim to destroy this system, surpass me, young one. And Obi, like, goes for a punch, and Shinra, like, barely gets out of the way. Or not, because while he dodged the physical punch, some kind of energy hit Shinra. It very much reminds me of the scene in the Naruto versus Pain fight, where, like, he's in Sage mode and he punches one of the paths, and the path thinks he's dodged it, but then, like, the Sage energy hits him. Very reminiscent of that scene. But anyway, Shinra lands on his feet and knees. Those who destroy this system will be veterans like myself. And Shinra lunges at him. Gets his foot right up on, Burns' chest. You still have a long way. Karna! The kanji of the attack was Hellfire, the same as from chapter 107, which was probably the fight with Charon to save Inca. That's around when 107 was. And we see what's going on here. All right, so we've got. I think this is Shinra's attack and not Burns' counterattack. But this kind of claw-like thing with a face on it shows up and encompasses Burns. Burns looks like he's taking damage from it. So, and we see that Shinra's kick is like burned a hole in Burns' shirt. But it looks like Burns is still coming out on top. And like Shinra looks at him, angry. We veterans are stubborn. And he gets some kind of flame energy in his right hand. Us new recruits! And Shinra goes at him, this time with a punch, but it's caught by Burns' fist. And then Shinra, pivots from there to kick Burns in the head. We're stubborn, too! And Joker just looks at them. A stubborn fight between the geezer and the kid. At any rate, this fight's not going to end until the kid surpasses him. Clashing with all their power, the key to victory is stubbornness. Burning their conveyed feelings, they put their beliefs on the line. To be continued after 192, stick to your guns. Alright, another just pure fighting chapter. As you can tell by how short we're only at 6.5 minutes into the vid. So, it's a fighting chapter, so of course that's what happened. This can really, again, be kind of covered in 2 sections. The Dragon v. Arthur fight, which there really is not a whole lot to talk about. Arthur falls, and Dragon kind of boasts, and that's really it. Because then we go straight to the rooftop, where Obi's just kind of flexing for a long while. I'm curious why he's not, beating up on the White Cloud while he flexes, because, that's what I would do in the situation. Make sure that the enemy who can kill you with a single bug can't do so while you beat him up while you're immune to it. But, the idea that Obi has, a time limit until he can get caught, until he gets killed, I guess it at least it's not what we had when the flexing moment first happened, where it's just oh yeah, Obi's immune to the bug. Alright, here, there are still stakes here. They could run out of time, and then, or Obi can just, get tired and not be able to flex as hard, and then he's, fucked. So, there are stakes back. It's still a dumb plotline, and I'm still not a fan, but at least there are stakes there. So that's a plus. Anyway, then the fight with Burns, it's still really, really, really well choreographed. Which is kind of par for the course from Fire Force. The fights are just really damn good. And then the dialogue is it's doing a lot of, it kind of dichotomizes Shinra with both Joker and Burns. The anti-hero-hero dichotomy that Joker sets up. I can't be the one to change the system because I live in the darkness. It has to be the hero Shinra. And then Burns and Shinra have this, veteran young man dichotomy. New recruit is what Shinra actually says, which is where the senior and junior of the title comes in. But yeah, there's not really all that much to say besides, Burns is now in stage 3 and he seems to be able to hit Shinra without actually hitting Shinra. So that's not good for our heroes. But we'll see which of the 2 fights the next chapter chooses to focus on. I'm guessing we're going to spend at least a week or 2 with Shinra and Burns now. Though I do still think Dragon will be handled before Burns is. Just because Burns is kind of the fight of the arc. That, once Burns is done, the arc is over. Because they can just rescue Obi and get out of there. So I do think that Dragon will be handled first, but I do think we have a couple of chapters before, of the Burns fight before we go back to Dragon, and I imagine that will be the end of Dragon. We'll have a couple more chapters with Burns, and then a couple more chapters with Dragon. At the end of those 2 chapters, Dragon will be done, and then we'll go back to fighting with everyone all together fighting Burns, and that will end the arc, is my best guess. But yeah, I'm looking forward to see where the chapter goes from here. And I hope you all are too. So I'm going to leave this video off here. Hope you all enjoyed the chapter and the video itself. If you did, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe or, do whatever makes you happy, And remember, your life is your own, okay? Bye!